If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is October the 18th, October the 18th, 2022, and today the topic is success. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you all had a great Monday. Mine was just fine. Yeah, y'all. I mean, on one hand, yesterday was kind of chill, but then on the other hand, it was kind of busy at the same time. Um, back to being a mom. Our little guys back home, so that was one thing. Um, I did the juice yesterday, everything like that. Outside of that, I just was kind of, when I did get back up and whatnot, I just was started plotting and planning. You know how that go. Started plotting and planning. I got some ideas in the works, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully real soon I'll be releasing information about that. But yeah, I was working on that. Had a bunch of meaningful conversations. Talked to my mom briefly, talked to Summer. So I was just a whole bunch of people. I feel like I talked to a lot of people yesterday, and whatnot. And yeah, man, it's gotta be the glory that, I guess I had a moment yesterday to reflect on success, but then this morning I woke up and listened to the prayer meditation, and the name of that, or the theme for that, it says satisfaction is greater than success. And obviously that's the inspiration for today's juice. you know yeah, when I think about success, basically I've been on my own journey to figure out what success is to me. I've shared that on uh, back when I did Miracles Mirror, back when I was doing that whole journey. I shared with you all that I was starting at that time to look at success differently, because at the end of the day, you know, even though I may not be at the highest level of what other people may deem as success, I feel rather successful when it comes to, my own goals, passions, dreams, and things that God has put on my heart to do. And I guess yesterday I was kind of reminded of that, because at some point I ended up reading, um, taking a look at my journal. I took a look at my journal from back in the day. It's right here, but I don't intend to read the stuff that I want to read to y'all now. I intend to probably do it in the after show. So unless we'll see what the Lord do, unless He wants me to read some stuff now. But basically, yeah, this is the journal that I was writing in. This is the journal that the cultivation period is in. Different ideas, different goals, and things like that. And I want to share with you guys some of my goals from back in 2010. um, yeah, I want to share that with y'all, but I think I'm gonna do it in the after show, so we'll see what the Lord do. But again, y'all can see all this type of stuff if you go on my Actress Miracle Sims YouTube and whatnot. I mean, y'all see videos of me from back then. Y'all will see me talking about a bunch of different things, and then y'all will see me talking about different things when it comes to more recent content, when it comes to like the Miracles Mirror and things like that. I've been talking to my husband, y'all. I don't know if we're gonna do Oh Happy Saves. I don't know if we're gonna do that or not. But who knows, man? Who knows? Because like I was talking to him the other day and just was like, at the end of the day, what's wrong with good content? Like, what's wrong with balance? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with showing a happy couple and family? People need to see that. That's encouraging and inspiring. Like, every family, I mean, there might be some drama every now and then, but like my mentors say, I like to keep the drama on the stage. Like, we don't have no real stuff like that. Like the way that if you watch any reality show or you watch anything that's on mainstream media these days, um, and I guess in particular, if you watch somebody that looks like me, right, then a certain narrative is pushed. It's like, oh, all these divorces and arguments and all this stuff, and it's like, my goodness, like there are couples that last. There's couples that are able to communicate and can agree to disagree. There's families that it ain't all about the bickering and whatnot. Like, I mean, I get that sells, but I think people are hungry for righteous content as well. And so, I mean, I guess that's part of my inspiration today. And I actually, as I looked back at my past and thought about, even before I went live, I was thinking about like the things that God is doing in my life now, and the people that I've met, the people that I'm working with. I thought about like just everything, and at the end of the day, I think we just need to renew our mind when it comes to this word success. Now, who knows? It's probably not the first time I talked about success on the juice. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all Google, go to God, Sex, and Love and look up, success. And I probably have a few videos talking about success. I don't know. But I guess I just really felt led to talk about it this morning because, again, at the end of the day, well, one, there was, I guess, a little bit of confirmation with the prayer meditation that I listened to, as well as just actually looking at that, looking at my journal and see what things I have been successful at, the goals and dreams, the to-do list that I made back then. I could check a lot of those things off as done. And I'm like, wow, that's a blessing, so that's success, you know what I mean? I hope that encourages you and inspires you just to know that part. But let's get into it. Like, let's get into what the Bible has to say. So, Proverbs 16:3 says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. This is not unfamiliar here on the juice. I mean, I feel like I might have shared this same verse the other day. But, I mean, it's just confirmation, y'all. We need to commit our work to the Lord. Can what we do is it pleasing and honorable to the Lord? Is it God's will? Is it what He wants us to do? Like, we need to get on that. We really do. Again, yesterday was confirmation of that for me as well, because I did have someone to thank me, right, for being where I am and being I guess what I am to them. I'll just put it like that. And my thing is like, at the end of the day, I just got to give the glory and honor to the God, to God, because like, yeah, I made certain choices and stuff, but at the end of the day, He put these things on my heart and mind, He allowed the pastor to speak that word for me to, challenge, not only myself, but God, and test out, what the pastor had said. Like, He's the one that like gave me the tenacity, especially in this season. He definitely has given me a tenacity that I've probably never had in life when it comes to creating my own content and being consistent and all things like that. But even then, back in the day, right, during the cultivation period, He gave me that tenacity to keep going. It was a struggle. It was not easy. It was difficult in a lot of different ways at different points in my life, and it was like, why am I doing this? This doesn't even make any sense. Nobody else cares. Like, all the different questions that I asked Him at that time. And then now, yes, to be on the other side, I can thank God for, yes, making it through, and then what He has blessed me with now. But still, it's ultimately just pointing back to the Lord and saying, hey, y'all, that's why, whatever you see in me is because of Him, And so yeah. But the beautiful thing about it is, like, when I did look at my list from back in the day, I was committing my work to the Lord. I was saying, Lord, whatever it is that you want me to do, and everything like that. Y'all got to tune into the after show, I guess, to get like all of what I was saying at that time. I'll read it for y'all, but But yeah, like this verse says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. It doesn't say it might be, it don't say well, and then if you do that plus the most stuff. Nah, commit your work to the Lord, and it says, and it will, and your plans will be established. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Now, I know I was talking about this the other day. But yeah, he will give us the desires of our heart. Because guess what? He put them desires on our heart. And I feel like truly, like, I don't know if it's just in this season or whatever the case is, but I feel like if there's something on your heart and mind, then that means it's yours. And well, within reason, y'all, because that don't mean every little thought that comes to your mind, it means it's yours. I would say whatever lines up with the word. Don't be coveting after other people's spouses. That don't mean that person is yours. You know what I mean? Things like that. But, good, honorable things, right? If you desire marriage, I believe that that's God's will for you. If you desire a home, I believe that that's that's God's will for you. Whatever it is that God has put on your heart, that honors Him and whatnot. At the end of the day, like if you desire to have a nonprofit that feeds the hungry, God has put that on your heart and mind. So let's make steps towards getting there. That's the only thing I can say that I've done. Like anytime that I had a goal or idea or whatever the case is, I try to do my best to make steps towards it. Like I might not have been able to do the exact goal exactly when I felt like I wanted to do it and everything like that. I mean, everything happened in God's, perfect timing. But I at least made some steps. I at least wrote down the vision. That's another thing too. That's a beautiful thing to be able to look back and see what God has done. I literally was writing it down. Now I kind of just take notes digitally or whatnot. But still, it's a beautiful thing again to look back and see what the Lord has done. So the least we can do is write it down. I mean, and if you don't have pen and paper, then I mean, you can find a way to document whatever it is that the Lord has put on your heart and mind. And then again, at that point, then you can kind of brainstorm. Well, what can I do to get there? Like what can I do today? What do I have? You know, because that's the thing. I think it just we get to the place where we can get discouraged by the comparison game, looking at somebody else's life, looking at whatever, what God is doing for other people and thinking like, well, I'm not there, so I don't have, X amount of subscribers, so I'm not successful yet. It's like, nah, like let's celebrate each win. At the end of the day, hey, maybe writing down the vision is a win for that day. You know, making a step towards the goal is a win for that day. Like, I mean, even just yesterday, I'm in the midst of again. I spilled the tea the other day and told y'all that there's another segment or another series that's coming out for GSL, right? And so I made the logo yesterday and I put forth the effort to get the intro video or the intro for that created. That is a goal. That is something that is success for that day. And at the end of the day, when it all comes together and I use the logo, use the intro on the show, to God be the glory when that time comes. But at least I made this first step to do these moves. And so that's the thing. It's like we can just I think, like I said, it's just so easy to look and feel discouraged and feel like you're not successful, but just because you're not at the level what other people deem successful. But again, I think it's more important to take notice of what God has already done and what you do have and everything like that. At the end of the day, to know that, man, we're almost at 1,000 videos on the GSL channel. That is a huge, indication of success to me. Just because I'm like, again, I was that person that made like a few videos over here, maybe about 12 videos over there. To be almost at 1,000 videos in 2 years is a blessing. It's a huge accomplishment. To know that I'm working with people every month that is assisting me to keep this thing going. That is huge for me. Because again, I told y'all, I was always doing things alone. So to have a little team now and things like that. Shout out to Boomer. Shout out to Elizabeth. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Usama. No, excuse me, Sammy is Usama. Shout out to Arsal. Shout out to Daria, you know, and not even counting the people that's here too with me. Shout out to, like Kelvin and Summer and Bro's Bites, Derek, you know what I'm saying? Just shout out to all these individuals that, they see my visions and they help execute the visions. And they see how can I say? I don't know what exactly they see. Y'all gotta ask them what they see in me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess y'all gotta ask them what they see in me. But I say it's just a blessing to have them, right? It's a blessing to have people that is willing to work with me, and you know, and I'm just as equally to, willing to work with them as well on their goals, their visions, their dreams. Because at the end of the day, we all can be successful, right, at whatever it is the Lord has, created us to do. And there's no little, bigger or lesser person, because again, I feel like there's another thing that's been reiterated over the past few days is that everybody's role is important. We can't look down on anybody in their role. Um, you know, just because again, I might be the one that's the quote unquote, creator of this show or this platform, GSL, which ultimately God is the creator. But, I might be the one that he chose to quote unquote lead or quote unquote execute the vision, right? I just might be the one he downloaded the vision to, right? But the fact that again, Boomer came in with the editing, right? Elizabeth had come in with the social media management. Like, it's just, it's a blessing. It's truly a blessing. It's truly, truly a blessing. And that is success to me. And again, I had to renew my mind to get there. So I'm not saying that it's easy or nothing like that. You might be in a place where you're like, well, miracle, I might not have, the funds to do this today. And I get it because I feel like I don't have the funds to do this or that either. But still, God is moving and God is working and he will use you, right? If you are willingly, available for him to use you and use what you have to do what it is that he wants you to do. Ooh, I feel like I went in a little bit on that, so let me keep going. um, this next verse that stood out to me is 1 Kings 2:3. It says, "And keep charge of the Lord your God, walking in his ways and keeping his statutes, his commandments, his rules, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that you may prosper in all that you do and wherever you turn." Man, you know, again, I mean, to God be the glory for this renewal of my mind, because, if I was going to keep doing, again, the comparison game, keep thinking about, well, I'm not successful until I reach blah, 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 I'm not successful until someone else gives me an opportunity. Man, where would I be? Like, again, majority of the opportunities that, I've been really operating in is ones that the Lord has saw fit for me to create for myself. You know what I mean? So, to God be glory for, like, again, changing my heart and mind when it comes to all of this, really, all of these things, because, that can really, really stifle growth, to not say depend on somebody else, but like, um, to be off track, right? To think that your idea of the way it should be done is correct. Like, I think it's something to be said again by focusing on God and his will, his way, and all the things that this verse was saying. Um, yeah, I think again, once you, like this first verse say, commit your work to the Lord, your plans will be established. Like Pastor Sammy said to me all those years ago, and I know he said it to the congregation, but I feel like he said it to me because it really stuck and did something. It was a life-changing statement. If you make God's wants your wants, then you're going to get what you want. And I'm living proof of that. And that's the juice, y'all. That is the juice this morning, because I can go in on this. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap that up and let y'all know that there's a couple of verses, a couple of familiar verses in the Go Deeper section that you guys can peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. And I hope that they encourage you and inspire you when it comes to this whole thing about success and everything like that. But anywho, the Bible verse of today is John 5:24. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us, because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.